Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. You're now in week 5 and this week the topic is on parallelism. To some of you, this is the first time we met as the timetable was rescheduled by the faculty. So the scheduling by the faculty is beyond our control. Let's just get on with the semester and make the best of what we can to score for this subject. Okay? So as this is the first class with many of you, let me introduce myself. I am Associate Professor Dr. Ina Suryani and I'm from the Department of Languages and General Studies. My department is under the Faculty of Business and Communication and my office is in Unicity. Okay, so this subject, English for Technical Communication, is offered to engineering students, only engineering students, all programs of engineering students, okay? And the subject is enrolled by almost 1,000 students per cohort. So in each semester, more than 30 classes are available. So these classes are offered based on the requests set by the engineering faculties. So by the time, so that means the time, the day, and the classroom are very much tied down to the request made by your faculty based on the pre-registration data that you have keyed in during your last semester break. Okay, so your registration to this course is kept in the academic management info system, or we know it as AMIS. Okay, it is more important for you to know that you must be registered in AMIS for my class to get your marks recorded and counted for your CGPA calculation. If your name is not in AMIS system for this class, I will not be able to key in your marks, and with that, your effort of coming to my class doing the assignment will not score any points for your CGPA. That is really bad, right? So it is very important, number one, to check your registration slip that this subject SNB 3102 is in your registration slip. So please work with me, okay, work with me to double check these issues. We do not want at the end of semester people not being registered to this class and then claiming their marks, okay? We really want to avoid that, okay? So please, number one, check your registration slip that this subject is in your registration slip, okay? It's there, written there. And number two, you are assigned to this classroom under my name. If you're not registered under my name, you're in other lecturer's name. Okay, you're under other lecturer's name. You must inform me so I can help you to get registered into my class. Okay, that way I can key in your marks. Yeah, and number three, make sure to follow the instruction in the class telegram. And number four, enroll in my e-learning to download the lecture materials and submit your assignment later. Okay, make sure you do all these four things. Okay, let's work together to meet the requirement for this course and then we score for the subject. Yeah, now let's go back to this week's lesson, which is parallelism. So what is parallelism? Okay, so what is parallelism? It is best explained using examples. Okay, so here is a sentence that is not parallel. Okay, she likes cooking, jogging, and to read. That is not parallel. How do we make it parallel? She likes cooking, jogging, and reading. Or you can say she likes to cook, to jog, and to read. Or you can say she likes to cook, jog, and read. You see it now? Okay, let's look at the next example. Okay, the next example is the dog ran across the yard, jumped over the fence, and down the alley he sprinted. Okay, this sounds grammatical, yeah, grammatically it's correct. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's just not parallel. So how do we make it parallel? The dog ran across the yard, jumped over the fence, and sprinted down the alley. Okay, that's how you make it parallel. Okay, third example, I admire people with integrity and who have characters. I admire people with integrity and characters. That's the way to make it parallel. Okay, so I admire people who have integrity and characters. Okay, that's how you make it parallel. So can you see the difference between parallel and unparalleled sentence? Okay, basically, parallel sentences have the same structure being repeated for all the items listed out. Okay. Okay, why is it so important to have parallel structure? Mostly, it is to have clarity and impact in your writing. Okay, when you write your thesis statement or you conclude your paragraph, you usually list out a few things, and these things are ideas, related ideas. So you want to emphasize on the relationships between the ideas. Okay, so when they are related, your ideas become more forceful. Okay, it's become clearer to people. Okay, so the relationship of the ideas is better when they are parallel. That way your reader or your listener can process the idea better. Okay, now you are engineers. You studied 4 years to become engineers. When you go out, you will communicate with non-engineering people, maybe from HR, human resource, okay, or maybe from procurement, maybe from marketing. These people might not have engineering background, and when you talk to them, it is about technical issues, okay, technical ideas, which took you 4 years to learn. Okay, so when you explain it to them, you want to minimize the thinking process. You want them to really grasp your idea, the content of what you want to say. You don't want to mess their thinking process with unparalleled structures. Okay, when you have parallel structures, their thinking pattern is very monotony. Tap, 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 tap. Okay, so it's not like tap, tick, took, tap, tick, took. You know what I mean? Yeah, the way it's wired. Yeah, so the content is heavy enough, and to have a complex processing, the meaning might be lost altogether. Okay, so that's why it's very, very important in technical communication to have parallel structure. Okay, in this lesson, you will learn 7 ways, okay, 7 patterns of parallelism. The first one is positive words, verb phrases, adverbial phrases, clauses, singularity and plurality, correlative expression, and the last one, mixed forms. So there are 7 patterns of parallelism. Okay, the first one is positive words. The food at the new restaurant is delicious, fresh, and not expensive. So you can see delicious is positive, fresh is positive, but not expensive is considered as negative. Okay, so what do you need to do? Change it to become positive word. So you have the food at the new restaurant is delicious, fresh, and cheap. So that's not difficult, right? It's very easy. You just need to have enough vocabulary to do so. Okay? The next pattern is using verb phrases. So you see here, I like to eat rich desserts, play fast card games, and solving difficult riddles. So there are 3 verb phrases here. And you can see the third one, solving difficult riddles, is not parallel to the first 2. Okay, so how do you correct it? You make it parallel. I like to eat rich desserts, to play fast card games, and to solve difficult riddles. So you see, to eat, to play, to solve. Okay, so that is how you make it parallel for verb phrases. The third pattern is adverbial phrases. You remember what is adverbial? Adverb is like this, like smoothly, accurately, something with li. Okay, smooth is adjective. You put ly at the back, it becomes adverb. Okay, but that's the general rule. Of course, there are exceptions to it. Okay, but look at this. Okay, clear vision is a result of both eyes working as a team when they work together smoothly, accurately, and at the same time. Now, at the same time is not parallel. You have to make it adverbial, like li. Okay, so what word can you use? Okay, here you can see clear vision is the result of both eyes working as a team when they work together smoothly, accurately, and simultaneously. Okay, so you need to have vocabulary to make things parallel. You need to enrich your vocabulary. Okay, you have watched 3 patterns of parallelism. Now please watch part 2 for the fourth pattern onwards. See you in part 2.